I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care if they call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. See, I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. We may be right, we may be wrong, but I wanna bring you along to the world I see, to the world we close our eyes to see. We close our eyes to see. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Come alive, come alive. Go and light your light, let it burn so bright. Reaching up to the sky, and it's open wide. You're electrified. The world becomes a fantasy, and you're more than you could ever be. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And you know you can't go back again to the world that you were living in. 'Cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. So come alive. I see it in your eyes. You believe that lie, that you need to hide your face. Afraid to step outside. So you lock the door. But don't you stay that way.
No more living in no shadows. You and me, we don't have echoes.
'Cause once you see it, oh, you'll never, never be the same.
Little bit of life is shining. Bottle up to keep on shining. You can prove there's more to you.
You cannot be afraid.
Come alive, come alive. Go and light your life. Let it burn so bright. Reach it up to the sky, and it's open wide.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome, everyone. I see the people from all over the world. So good evening to North America, and good afternoon or good morning to wherever you are at. I'm so exciting tonight. My name is Maria. I'm from Toronto, and then. And I really want to wish you all be healthy and really enjoy the fruitful night tonight. And then it's my honor tonight to introduce two great leaders and trainers tonight. And they are going to lead a very interactive and insightful training with all our guests. Please find a good chair and quiet place and comfortable way that to pay attention to our training tonight. And first of all, I really want to introduce my trainer to the first trainer. I know this gentleman in this global platform. He was young. When he was young, he already decided to be an entrepreneur. He working hard, and then he become very successful in his ATM business. And when a few years ago, when he met this global platform, he decided to tap on this e-commerce trend and develop his business in a broader and a bigger perspective. Now his business through this platform is already go all over the world. Please put our hands together to welcome our great leader, Bas. Hi.
Hello, Mary. How are you? Thank you so much for that warm welcome. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to see you tonight. I'm paying attention to our training soon. Welcome. So, and then I really want to, it's my honor again, really want to introduce another great leader. And I think he is the leader I look up to. He's really successful entrepreneur. And 11 years ago, he met his friends together to start a project to tap on the global platform to develop his business. He was a very successful business in furniture business already, but after this project, his business is growing all over the world. What I know until now, his business already reach over 100 countries all over the world. He's a great leader and training, and I met him in Toronto too. So I really want to pay attention to this training tonight. And then let us put our hands, let our fire burning, continue to burning through his training. So let us to welcome our great leader, double diamond trainer, Samson Lee.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Bas, and thank you, Maria. Thank you, Maria, for such a generous introduction. Thank you. Hope you're staying warm in Canada.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, Samson, how are you?
I'm doing good, Bas. How are you doing?
I'm really well. Thank you this is an amazing partnership. Look, you're my mentor, and we have leaders from around the world. So I'm glad to be here today.
Yeah, so am I. And it's going to be a great show, everybody. And we've been working hard to provide you some very important and inspiring content today. Now, as most of you know out there, our platform, our project is spread all over the world. So we have entrepreneurs from all over the world tapping into this platform, the global platform, to create their own success. And tonight we have some fantastic people. Bas, are you excited or what?
I totally am, Samson. I mean, we haven't had a panel like this in a long time, so I'm excited about that. Especially you being here and all these leaders around the world who are it's gonna be a fun night.
Yeah, it sure is. So, yeah. Well, without further ado, let's get our three amazing panelists on board tonight, or morning, wherever you are in the world, right? Like Maria said. So the first person I'd like to bring up, when I first met him about 7 or 8 years ago, he was a young man, and he's still a young man. And at the time, he held a very, very steady job. I would say in Singapore, you cannot have a more steadier job than working at the famous, incredibly big Changi Singapore Airport. Okay, and so when I first met him, he was a manager there. He managed people at the airport in different sections, but he was looking for more. And through his sister, he got to know Janess. and the rest is history. So I'd like to welcome everybody tonight, my good friend Christopher Kwa. How are you, Christopher?
Hello, thanks, Samson. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Thanks for having me on.
Well, it's a pleasure. You know, I've known you for so long, and tonight we're gonna get some amazing information. Okay, so now the next person I'd like to welcome is a lovely lady, and when I first met her, I mean, you know, she's tiny, but when I first met her, I thought she was like 20 years younger than her age. Let's just put it that way. I thought she was like a little girl, right? And until I found out she's been a stay-at-home mom, and before that, she was a successful marketing executive, also in Singapore. And she has an incredible heart of gold that the passion just flows from her. Please welcome Joanne Teal. Hello, Joanne.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Samson. Thank you so much. I love the introduction.
Thank you for coming on today and taking the time. I know you're also very busy in Singapore, right? Now, the last person I want to introduce, I have the honor of getting to know her about 8 years ago. She is one of the very, very first people in Singapore, in all of Singapore. And it's through her neighbor that she got introduced to this business. And it was just a few ladies getting together, but she has a very professional background. As a matter of fact, a professional charter accountant. She has worked in corporate, but also her own business. She has found an opportunity, a real opportunity. I cannot emphasize the word opportunity any more important than what she found here. And it has totally changed her life. And she has inspired thousands of people around the world with her story. Please welcome Mary Tan. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Samson. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are all over the world logging in.
Wow. Now, you know, I know many people out there have seen that. What's that movie? Crazy Rich Asians. And you know where that movie took place is in Singapore. So today we have 3 Singaporeans, folks.
And they are all crazy rich Asians right now.
Well, I just reminded me because I saw the fancy shirt Mary's wearing.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, I know. Look, I have known all 3 of you from the very beginning of your business, and I would like to congratulate all 3 of you. First, Christopher, hitting a Ruby director. What was it? In September, right? Congratulations, and many people on your team that you led that have hit ranks and earned extra bonus, extra money on top of the commission, right? Yep. So congratulations. Next, I want to congratulate new Emerald Director, Joanne Teal. Woohoo! Okay. What, five years in the business. Also, just like Christopher and Mary, Joanne is first time in the industry. It is amazing, okay? And so congratulations to Joanne, and along with her and her team, who has also many people hit Ruby and also Sapphire Elite, Sapphire, and etc. Pearl and Jade, and hit their bonus. And of course, wow, huge congratulations to Mary Tan. From her rigid Singaporean a charter accountant mind, she opened it up, and not only that, opened her heart to really finding her why, her reasons for, you know, doing what she's doing. She's going to share later, but it's very inspiring. And she has, we all need to really congratulate Mary on hitting the rank of Diamond Director. Woohoo!
Thank you.
And along with Mary, of course, you know, we have many people, and you know, Joanne and Christopher is also on Mary's team, and many other people who hit Emerald and also Ruby and Sapphire Elite, etc. All the other ranks. So congratulations to your whole team. It's very exciting to have all 3 of you here tonight. Now, before we get started, I just want also to set the stage, and you know, we can talk about that with Vaz. And you know, look, Vaz, I have known these 3 since they were babies, or what we can call them newbies. Like newbies, because for all 3 of them, it's their first time in the industry. So, you know, just like me and you, Vaz, we work and all 3 others, that we do work with people who are first time in the industry and they don't know what to do, and maybe they don't have the belief, or maybe they don't know how the business is, or have a different perspective of the business. They don't have the successful outlook yet on the business. So maybe, you know, Voss, you can share with the team, you know, what directions you want to go tonight, huh?
Well, today it's really about the story behind the success, you guys. I mean, like you said, Samson, these are newbies. Newbies meaning that they've never done any business like this ever before. And to really, there's been I mean, there's gonna be a lot of amazing stories about this, how this came about. I mean, look, first of all, we're gonna get right into it, right? We're gonna talk about, I mean, look, 2020, how has it been for the world? There's a lot of people been impacted, right? So many people say, oh my goodness, I wish 2020 would go away. But you know what? During that time, you three and so many other people have thrived. You've actually taken your business to another level. I mean, you really took, as they say, you know, there are opportunities within crisis, right? And you really went to work and that's what you've achieved. So tell us, what is it like your beginning? Tell us about the beginning. What was your beginning like? Let's start with Chris.
All right, thanks. Okay, Vas, thanks for giving me this chance to start with. Okay, I had a humble beginning. Okay, like Samson has actually introduced me. I was actually working in the best airport in the world. So of course that time life was good. Okay, but of course I actually chanced upon this business. Well, like Samson has said, this is my first time in the industry, and at first I had a wrong perception of this business because back then, at the start, when I was doing well in the airport, my sister was trying to sell me some of the Jeunesse products. Okay, so back then, like Samson has introduced, I was young back then. Okay, so I thought that being a guy, well, this is not for me. Okay, so I almost missed out on this golden opportunity. So I'm very grateful that there was one fine day I was given a second chance. I actually chanced upon a wonderful business showcase in our Singapore office. And of course, after that, there was no looking back because when I saw the figures, I'm a very numbers person, very logical, very practical. So when I saw those numbers, it really dawned upon me, if I were to do this part-time, well, what do I stand to lose? And of course, having suffered, I mean, well, I would say suffered in the corporate world. I mean, there's a lot of examples. Okay, for example, one example that really struck me a lot was traveling. Okay, because we all love to travel. Then there was one time I was supposed to go on a vacation, but my boss actually asked me because I missed out on a presentation because the boss couldn't make it. So my boss actually had the cheek to ask me whether I can cancel my leave. So that really struck me very, very hard. And I told myself, my time is not my time in the corporate world. So when I saw this business, well, I got a chance to convert my corporate annual income into my Jeunesse monthly income. Straight away, I jumped in without thinking. Well, because and of course, I'm very glad that after jumping in, well, making the right choice in life is actually more important than the hard work itself. Okay, so I'm very glad that I actually started this amazing project, which is actually crisis proof. And of course, fast forward to today, I'm very happy to have met the right opportunity. Thank you so much.
You know, Samson, did you hear what Christopher just said? He said his sister told him about the business and he was a no. How many times have we heard that one of our siblings, family members, uncles, cousins, parents have told us, and said, no, don't talk to me about this. I don't want to hear about it. How many times have we heard that, right?
Well, no, I know Christopher's sister. I'm sure she kind of like got on his case. And they're all laughing. They know the same thing I know. But I'm glad Christopher took it seriously. And wow, right? So let's just put it this way. Since Christopher told the story about his boss, he ended up firing his boss. Christopher, how long have you been full-time in Jeunesse now?
Well, about two years plus.
Wow, congratulations. Okay. All right, so then maybe next we can go on to Joanne, right? Since Joanne, first time in this kind of business, right?
Yes, Joanne, you are transformed today. I mean, you are a completely different person when I first met you a few years ago. Tell us your beginning. How did you get introduced to this? And what was it similar to Chris's story that were, don't talk to me, or what was your story like?
Well, it was totally different setting. It was introduced by a very good friend of mine of 18 years. Okay, so she's gone through life with me. You know how girlfriends are. We chat about our problems, our family, etc. I was going through some home crisis with my own kids, right? And I needed to get out of the house. You know, my kids, being a stay-at-home mom for 18 years, you give everything. You sacrifice not just a job. It was a career, like what Samson said, I worked so hard at 27 to own an advertising agency, you know. But unfortunately, you know, life happens, right? Life happens. So my firstborn was only 1.9 kilos at full term. Okay. So I had to take it very, very slow. You know, if you know how small 1.9 is. So I had to take it slow. So I gave everything. I'm not one person who subscribed to mediocrity. I gave everything. So my son did really well. But at that ripe age of 16, he told me I knew nothing. I was like, what you are today is from me, you know? Yeah. So I need to get out of the house. I asked my girlfriend and she says, oh no, you know, today's my first time sharing in this thing. I'm like, oh no, I can't go out, right? He says, oh, or not, you come and listen to my sharing and support me. We can go for supper. That's all I heard. We can go for supper. I said, I'm there. So when I went there, I heard this whole presentation and I trust it was Chris who did this brilliant presentation, right? And so I was there, you know, my son had slammed me down, put me in a very small pair of shoes. I tried to use my guru advertising kind of, in a way, you know what advertising is? Telling you things that you don't really need and packaging things. I was trying to see what were they not telling me rather than what Chris was trying to tell me, right? But at the end of the day, you know, I was down and I was looking for something, you know, to number one, empower myself. I trusted my girlfriend. I truly trusted my girlfriend. She had the heart for me. And then honestly speaking, the rest is history because she was right with what she saw. She believed in me. What I couldn't believe in myself back then. Then miracles happen.
You know, they always say that others have a bigger belief in you than yourself. Yes. So again, that's really, it speaks volumes when people have that belief and they know that how big you can be in life. And again, what an amazing supper story that is, right? I mean, Samson, I mean, this is incredible. Again, Samson, you've known Joanne since the beginning, like when she started the business. Tell us about the transformation in her that you see. I mean, today she just comes alive.
Well, I mean, Joanne, you know, like she very honestly said, very open heart, told us how she felt about herself. And so often that from other people, we see more potential in others than our own self. And then same thing with the belief. And she just held on. And then she had a great mentor and upline and business partner, Mary Tan, okay, who saw that in her. So that leads to Mary. You know, Mary, look, I know Mary from the very beginning of Singapore, Jeunesse Singapore. At that time, talk about belief, there was no office in Singapore. And they just ordered this thing from the website and it came in the mail. You know, there's a few people in Malaysia working at the same time, which is next to Singapore. You only hear the news, right? You never see the truth. So Mary, we have to ask Mary, even with no office, nothing. At the time, you guys were like, you know, taking it on and just running with it right away. What was it? What was it that made you do that? I mean, you're an accountant. You're like a numbers person, really numbers person. So tell us, what was it? What was it that made you, what was it that you saw and what was it that made you take action?
I have to tell you the truth. When it was first introduced to me, it was like a no-no in the beginning, but I was very drawn to the product, I would say, you know. And at a point of time, my health is very weak and I'm poor in health and have a lot of health issues, including my children, and I have 3 children and 2 of my younger children are special needs. So I'm always looking for good supplements, good stuff for them. So when the resveratrol reserve was introduced first to me, I was intrigued to it and was like, wow, it's easy, it's in a pack, and it's good stuff. So, and it's online, like what you say, there's no office, it's okay, I'll just trust. And I trusted my neighbor then, you know, she's also a housewife. And so to me, it's like, wow, I think housewives do their research well. So I trusted her also as my neighbor who lives just opposite me. So I was thinking, well, if anything goes wrong, she's just opposite me, you know. So anyway, I trusted her and order it online. It's true, there's no office and starting. But what really transform my mindset into looking into the business is exactly, while the product works so well on us and our family and transform our life, I saw the changes and people around me saw the changes in me too and my family, their health and everything. And people start asking me, and like you said, it's online. Actually, online is so simple. You don't need really an office. And that's how, well, people saw the changes in me and I just do the same thing, duplicate it, right? The same way how I order online, I'll just like, you just go on order online. And so it spread to some of my clients and friends, including Singapore and overseas. And that's how it started, the duplication. And it really get me excited is firstly, I woke up and I saw the residual income that I start earning. Even at that point of time, it was little, but it was a true residual income where I every time I say this, I've never earned money when I was sleeping. So I woke up in the morning and saw that I earned the money. So I was surprised. I was like, hey, how did I get that commission? So it surprises me. And that's where I'm a number person too. So that's where I catch my attention and I seriously look at the compensation plan. But what really made me run and put the business into serious consideration, is to attend events. I will tell you, the event my first trip to Hong Kong to attend the Jeunesse event totally changed my mindset. And of course, meeting you guys.
Wow, I mean, what an amazing story, Samson. That is really a product-driven person who also knows numbers. I mean, it's a great combination, right? We all want to take care of ourselves, right, Mary? And when you see something like this and you gravitate towards it, you want it all for yourself. See what happens. I mean, it's phenomenal. Samson, I mean, you've seen Mary grow over the years. Like, you're a pioneer in Singapore. Look what you've created now, the impact that you made around the world, not just in Singapore, and the lives of so many other people. Really phenomenal. So at this point, what about Chris? Now, you fired your boss. I mean, how many of you guys like to say, I fired my boss, right? I mean, what a great story that is, right? I got rid of my boss, told him to take a hike. Most people, oh, don't fire me. I'll stay. I'll work for less money. I'll do more work. That's what most people do, right? It's very rare that you take an opportunity like this and run with it because you know what's there. So this is really having the insight or the foresight to see what's possible for yourself. So what kept you in the game? Like, what kept you going, year after year to really achieve the success that you have today?
All right, thanks. Okay, but anyway, like I said, Jeunesse is not only recession proof, it's actually very, very, I would say almost zero risk. Okay, because actually everyone, okay, you don't have to fire your boss at the start. Don't be frightened, don't be afraid, thinking that, oh, you must do Jeunesse full-time. Well, that's not the case for me because I started part-time. So I find it zero risk is because while you can keep your rice bowl, you can actually have an extra side income. Okay, so I'm very fortunate that, of course, there's so many brilliant mentors all around the world. I don't need to get a second degree, a master's, a PhD, and I get Samson, I have you, Vas. I mean, everyone is so willing to help. Okay, so once I started the business, I was able to get this quite decent side income, and I just kept growing this side income. And of course, maybe for myself and Mary, we are pretty money driven. So we just see the numbers keep growing and growing, and finally, when I found something that was proportionate to my effort, unlike the corporate world, well, in the corporate world, no matter how hard you work, as long as you can't manage your boss's impression, sometimes you don't get promoted as fast. So finally, something was worth my effort, and I keep growing this side income. And finally, when I got to where I wanted to, straight away, like what Samson said, I fired my boss. So it's actually risk-free for me. And best of all, like I said, because there's this heartwarming global family that's keeping us on, driving us, and we're so thankful to Samson last time at the beginning when he kept flying down from US to Singapore. Well, that's thousands of miles. So of course we are very grateful that he keeps coming, and of course the love that Kim actually brought to everyone. So I felt that it was the love, and it was actually a lot of personal satisfaction, because in this business we really get to help people who are also like us, first time in the industry, and we also maybe have a tiny little dream to actually fire our bosses. So I was once like them. So to me, I get extreme satisfaction helping everyone, and like what Kim is doing, we are spreading love, we are empowering people. So that's what kept us going. And of course, like I said, combined with the money, with the rising side income that I get, of course, it kept me in the game for all this while. So I never gave up and I persevered, and I'm very grateful. That was the right thing to do. So thank you.
I mean, Samson, I mean, look at that story. Wasn't that phenomenal how you people stand for others in life, in the world? It's really not just about ourselves.
Yeah.
Where it's really about creating possibilities for other people. So it's brilliant. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are wondering about what kept you going. So that's really about helping other people.
Yeah.
So what about you, Joanne? Tell me what kept you going through the ups and downs and the valleys and the hills and all the things that came at your way. Because I know it's not easy, but it's simple to do. So can you share with us what your obstacles, some of the obstacles that people may have, that are dealing with today, who are listening? We have a lot of Samson, we have a lot of people from all over the world. They all want to know. They've been through the obstacles. So Joanne, the success that you had, what are the obstacles that you overcame to reach the goals? And Christopher talked about he's driven by money, right? Now you're driven by shopping and health. I mean, you're a global sensation. We're going to get into that a little bit later. So can you tell us the things that came your way that you were able to get over?
Especially Joanne, especially about, Christopher, he mentioned a word called empowerment. Now, earlier you said, especially, I don't want to get off the track with the question because that's a perfect question. But how were you empowered and what did you do? And then how did you learn to overcome the challenges?
I would say I was going to write on what Chris was going to say is that when I first started, it was so many obstacles. So Chris had his sister tell him about this business. I told my brother about the business because when I was there, Chris was there and I saw this beautiful harmony of the sister and him in the business. That was my dream. So when I told my brother about it, okay, he armed himself with the biggest bucket of cold water with ice, on me. And I cried during that presentation I shared with him. I'll come back to that later. But I realized, that a lot of us don't achieve our goals is because too many times we have too many people who seem to be overprotective over us with a lot of negative energy, draining people in our lives. And in my home, the minute I come home, it's my kids like, do you have to do this? Or my husband. And when, I didn't have very much confidence as it is, right? I came home, they would slam the door, they would roll their eyes like they were possessed. I had no one to support me in my journey. Forget about, even those objections outside in my very own home. Every single night, I questioned myself if this was a route I was going to persevere. And how many pep talks I had in the car park with Mary, who saw something. In fact, just last week, when we were celebrating this whole euphoria thing, I asked her, did you ever imagine I was going to be Emerald? So I was thinking her reply was like, yeah, who's to know, right? But the shocking thing was she turned around and she said, Joe, I didn't know you back then, so I didn't. But guess what? Your girlfriend did. The things she said about you, So it was like, wow. She saw that when I didn't have anything. I was just a homemaker, So that was like a light bulb. So for me, this whole woman empowerment thing, people think that homemakers, they have it all good, but they don't realize the downside of the self-esteem. I may look good in my OOTD, my outfit of the day, but every time before to spend money, I had to justify. And that was a real beating on anyone's self-esteem. And I was a successful individual holding my own, right? But to the point when I had to sign a credit card and I had to justify what I bought in a pharmacy, that was like the worst for me, So today, it's truly, truly, I want to show people that an average Joe with the right company, with the right mentors, because I've never been to where I am today. I've never been. I'm just holding on the coattails of like Samson. When he first came, I couldn't utter words. I was like trembling. Sitting down, I remember in a hotel, but my knees were knocking because I felt silly. I don't want to ask silly questions, right? And I had no opinions, nothing to ask. And he was like, no questions. I'm like, I have, but I'm not gonna say it. I don't look stupid, you know. And it was exactly like that, you know. So this place, I don't know what this place is. It's like this amazing place called Jeunesse. Apart from the financial that I can, you know, be my own, I found myself a self that I never knew existed. Can you imagine that?
Well, you found your community.
Yes.
Joanne. And it was, you know, in a way, see, like what we do is we have the system, but the system is more than just the process of how to do this, how to do that, how to do that. No, it's actually a place where people can feel safe.
Yes.
To grow, right? Because getting out of your comfort zone is scary.
It is.
So when you have nothing but positivity, you know, people can thrive if they have the courage to, and you did. And that's one thing, like Mary was saying, that your girlfriend had in you. I saw it in you, you know, and obviously, you know, having seen you on these webinars over and over again, and me personally knowing you through the years, the times that we've met face to face in Singapore, you're a fighter. You're more than a survivor. You're a fighter and you're a thriver. You're somebody who can thrive and continue to thrive. So huge congratulations. And you know, we need people just like you with such a big heart. And look, and you were inspired by Christopher. Look, Christopher, look what you did. Right? Yep. And it's just like that. You know, look, Joanne mentioned Mary, and they had so many conversations, right? In the parking lot, or maybe in the bathroom. Oh, outside the office, at supper, wherever. Yeah. But Mary, really, Mary, so look, you had your own reasons, your why, your reasons to do the business, right? Maybe you can share a little bit. And also maybe if you can reflect a little bit for us, how it translates from your own why to help to seeing the potential in other people.
Well,
you need a tissue box.
Well, you have me go there, Joanne.
Okay.
Well, my why definitely is for my children. You know, as earlier I mentioned, I have 2 special needs children, and definitely my children going to live longer than myself, and I always wanted to leave something for them. But all I know how to do or make money is through exchange of time. I'm a chartered accountant. I work as auditor and I have my own firm, but you know, I still exchange my time for money. I mean, you know, and there's a limitation to that. We all know that. So when I first got to know about this residual income, it was totally like blow my mind. And and first of all, the product was good, as I mentioned earlier. And I thought about it and I calculated it, and I think that, you know, I can give a little bit or much more to my kids, have something that I can pass on to my children. As this business, we all know that, you know, if I would say today, if anything to happen to me right now, there are inability to work, not that I abandoned my team, but somehow something happened to me, my account is still active and it can be passed down to my family, to my children, and it can provide them a lifeline, a continuation of incoming income. Look, will Joe or Christopher or those my teammates stop doing the business or give up their own dreams and just because I'm not around anymore? I don't think so. Okay, they each have their own dreams and each fight for their own dreams. So Joe is not going to say, okay, as much as she loved me, that I've been supporting her, she's not going to, okay, Mary can't work anymore, I'm going to give up Jeunesse. I don't think so too. You know, she has her own team and she has her own dreams to go after. So this is something I saw. And you mentioned about helping people, right? How it converts it. So think about it, that this is like giving And when you give to others, so somebody asked me, after you become a diamond, are you going to like retire? I said, no, there's no retirement. I'm probably going to like work even harder. Why? Because as long as I can work in this business, I can help more people. The additional one person you can help is additional one person. You know, I always share this story with Joe, and or rather on stage as my closing. I always say if there are 10 children drowning and I can only save one child, will I go out all out to save that one child? And I will, and I'll still do it. And I believe in this world, there's always somebody there out there for you to reach out to. So will I stop the business? No, I won't, and I'll go harder, I'll go stronger to reach out to other people, to help more people. Because I may be fortunate, I may blessed, I may live up to right old age and still continue to support the team and business. But there may be people who started this and have a good team and something happened, you know, and this could be a very good residual income, I would say, an income for their family. This is how I see the business.
Wow. So, well, we've come to a full circle in a way, you know, and but I like to ask one question for all three of you, okay? And again, it comes to how we can help the new people, somebody who's brand new into business. How can we help them to move forward? So my question is from each of you, and you can pick your own answer, okay? Empowerment. How can somebody brand new in the business, you know, how can they take the first 1, 2, 3 steps? What can fuel their courage to do that? What have you done that you can see that it can encourage the people? What do you see now that you didn't see at the beginning that can encourage somebody brand new to take the first 1, 2, 3 steps to get their business started? Christopher.
All right, let me start first. Okay, because like I said, most importantly, I would say the most important part of empowering everyone is I really urge every new members, okay, to really learn the business. All right. Don't be like me back then. Okay, why did I actually started pretty slowly and why did I did Jeunesse probably about part-time for 5 years? Actually, when I look back, I realized that I wasn't really empowered. My mindset wasn't well that time because I was still holding a corporate employee's mindset. So, and of course, being a typical Singaporean, I was very highly educated, come from good schools. So I thought I know it all. So I actually didn't have a humble mindset at the start. I didn't learn. So when there's a lot of brilliant mentors trying to teach me how to do it correctly, back to the basics, how to actually master the basics, I realized that I was actually doing it my way. All right, so I really urge everyone, okay, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Okay, don't try to think that, well, your experience, especially if this is the first time that you're doing this, well, really learn the proven method, okay? Because if you really learn the proven method, you would have not taken a lot of wrong turns in the business. That was what I did. So I would say that I wasted about 5 years doing part-time when I can actually fast forward, propel my business to today's result very, very much faster. So I always say it all starts from your why, your strong desire, and your mindset. So really learn from all the proven method, all the mentors. They are all here to guide everyone. So don't take all the wrong turns that we did previously. All right.
Good point. Very good point, Christopher. Just like I mentioned before, you know, we can either be right or we can be rich.
Yeah.
The Ruby income's not bad, right? Okay. So what about you, Joanne? Same question.
So for me, is most people, I mean, maybe me, right, who don't start or don't put their full effort is because they're afraid of failure. And then to validate somebody's point of them. I mean, that was my own, right? So I want to say that truly, you know, the power of proximity is so important. Surround your people, protect your mind, guard your mind like crazy, and surround your people who believe in you, believe in the potential in you. I didn't have that. So what I did was I surrounded myself with Kim Hui, Samson, Les Brown, everybody, every single night. I arm myself with that. So I recalibrate and realign myself with what Chris said.
So how do you do that? Wait, Joanne, specifically, how do you do that since we're thousands of miles away?
I love it. YouTube. with YouTube and headphones will go far. Trust me with that,
And it's free.
And it's free. Yeah, and it's true. Every single night I sleep with Samson or Kim or Les Brown. It sounds so wrong, but it's so right. Trust me. You wake up in the morning like this with Samson. I mean, how more close can we get? How more close can we get, right? So, and it's truly that. Guard your mind. This is the power where it all starts. Okay. This is the one lesson from Kim. Success is an inside job. So, we're not brave people, but we can borrow courage. We can borrow positivity. That's for sure. I mean, that's my biggest lesson, right? And one other thing, I wasn't like Chris when I know I knew what to do and he wasted time. I wasted no time. I had no time. I'm 50. I have no time, So I learned from people who've been there, done that. Mentors. I mean, come on. Like Michael Jordan or Muhammad Ali, they wouldn't have done it without their mentors ever. I'm smart. I'm a mom, right? Mom knows everything. I go, kids have tuition teachers, mom have mentors, right? So I have my Samson and my Mary, of course. So I guard myself. Very easy. So simple. No need to reinvent the wheels. Mommy don't know how to do that, So just follow, right? And guess where it took me today? No need to fall down like Chris. Perfect.
Perfect. That's a powerful answer. I hope all of you got that. All right, Mary, what about you? I mean, now that you're a diamond, holy cow.
Yes.
From newbie to diamond. Okay, so when you look back, what can you share with the people out there that can encourage and give them the courage, build up their courage, that can help them to start moving forward with their business?
I would say I borrow belief. I remember Kim shared me one time that it's like you shout it out, make it real, shout out your belief, shout out what you want in life. And then imagine that the diamond is just right in front of you and you just grab it. And like what Joe has mentioned too, like surround your people with the proximity of the closest of people. If you remember, I go to every single trip that you guys go to. I try to go, as much as I can. And that's because I wanted the beliefs and I wanted the positive vibes in all you guys. And of course, you fly thousands of miles over here. I appreciate so much. And so, I go to also, and that's where I get I never give up. I'm like what you said, I'm totally a newbie in this business, and like same as Chris, I'm totally a number person. I'm not like the passionate kind of person like in the beginning, like Joe, it started with a very passionate person. So I wasn't, but I learned, and what I got to know is belief, and also believe in others' strength. Rather than look at other people's weaknesses, I look at their strengths. And so that's why I communicate with the team and I look at only their strength. And that is to like enhance their strength and help them. And then because anybody, if you were to work on their strength, they'll be more confident. And from the strength, I would think of ways of how, you see, there is no perfect person, but it can be a perfect team. Everybody will have their strength and their weaknesses. Instead of me trying to change them, I rather change them to Mary, change them to Joanne or Christopher or Samson. I rather, just help them to be a better version of themselves. And that's what I found out about myself too. Like instead of transforming myself to another person, I transform myself, rather upgrading myself to another version of myself. But I can never do what Jo do. She's all into the science or the product. She even went into become a nutritionist. And every time she'll play the Dr. and the leg or Vincent Jampapa video, I'm like, okay, after 10 minutes, I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I got switch off, right? So I can't do what she do, and I realized that, but I'll support the team. If that's her interest, I'll provide the material and provide the support and provide the environment. Whichever that my team need in that, and so I believe in empowering each other with their own strength and making them a better version of themselves. And I would say that it's like easier, like you say, start it off a newbies, look at your strength, find your strength, and then look at it how you can use your strength to empower yourself in this journey.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah, I have to comment on that because as I've traveled, Voz, look, me and you, we've been around the block, okay?
Are you trying to say that we're old? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, we are. We're definitely the oldest one here, okay? But the thing is, look, me and Voz, we've met thousands of people around the world. Oh, I mean, through years and years and years, right? And it's so often that I would have to say the best performing groups, leaders, they build people up rather than tear people down, right? And, I would have to say that, Mary, your group, and along, of course, with Joanne and Christopher and many other people, a majority of the people are extremely, extremely positive. And it's through what you just articulated that very few leaders can said just what you said. I don't know if anybody realized or taking notes. When you build on people's strength and make them more confident and continue to build them up, all their lack of self-confidence fades away. Building your self-esteem, I'm sure Joanne can articulate it even better than me, is that it's one little step at a time. And the more secure you're about yourself, the more confident you are about yourself, the better you can learn. It's the thing, we only live the story we tell ourselves. If we tell a bad story about ourselves to ourselves, we will live it. It will just manifest. Yeah. So congratulations, Mary. I mean, that is one big line of wisdom. Congratulations. As literally, what the Indians say is what? Namaste, right? I see the light in you. Woo! Yeah. Beautiful, okay? And they know that in Singapore, okay? And for those of you who don't know around the world. Now, Voz, I'll leave the closing to you because, business is about success and having fun, isn't it? Work hard, play hard, right, Voz? Like you are the ultimate. Really is. You're the ultimate work hard
really player. Is. If it's not fun, don't do it. That's what I say.
So Voz, I'll let you take over the last 5 to 10 minutes and let's run it. And look, they have worked hard through the years, and the success, as you can tell, it's from within. It's like Joanne talked about what Kim said. Success is an inside job, but then the result is great. One thing about Christopher, Joanne, and Mary hitting their ranks, right? Ruby, Emerald, and Diamond. Wow. I'm sure they are so happy. Yeah. How long did it last? And then what else? Right, Voz? What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I have a question. I have a question for everyone. The same question. What I want to know is this journey that you guys, everybody's been on. What impact do you see that you had on others? And who have you become on this journey? Really, this is life transforming. So let's start with Christopher.
Yep, definitely this is life transforming. Okay, because if you were to look at the Christopher about 4 or 5 years ago, you wouldn't recognize him. Well, back then I was like a blockhead. I was very logical, practical. I can't talk very well. So talk about the personal development that we get in Jeunesse. So I always say that this is the best entrepreneurship journey. It's like a self-improvement course, but with a brilliant attached compensation plan. Okay, so it's really brilliant. All right, so of course, what impact do we bring to others? Okay, whatever how Jeunesse has impacted us, we are actually bringing duplicating the same impact to everyone, because like I said, it's life transformation. Jeunesse has helped us totally inside out, outside in, or spiritually anything. Okay, because like I said, and of course, since I'm money driven, of course, I've also reached the objective of the money. Okay, when I saw my September Ruby income, I screenshot it and it was wow. It was like a full-time my corporate pay without any bosses breathing down my neck. I had time flexibility. So look at how Jeunesse has transformed me, especially in times of COVID crisis. I'm never worried because our business never stops. So how it has impacted me, we are duplicating it and helping people to transform their life, because we are all common people in this world. Whatever problems we face with, all our friends around us face the same problems. So we just have to spread love, just be the messenger, and we just let them know about Jeunesse. Is as simple as that. And of course, like I said, coupled with the brilliant proven method that Samson, Kim, Yvonne has passed down to us, we just passed it down to everyone. It's as simple as that. So there's nothing needed to complicate things. Well, Singaporeans, Kim always say we like to complicate matters. So just think simply, just duplicate, and really, we can really impact others how it has impacted us. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that's bravo to you. And one of the things I want to point out is I don't think it's just Singaporeans who complicate life. Everyone around the world complicates life, right? And it's really about empowering ourselves, like everyone has said. So, wow, that was really, really amazing. What I hear is really that there isn't a course that you could take on this. It's really about this journey. That's what I'm hearing from you, Chris.
Yep.
Wow, great. What about you, Joanne? What is the impact? You have, again, you're touching people around the world, including me, and we'll talk about that in the next session. But tell me about the impact that you've had on others, and who have you become in this process? Because everybody becomes someone in this process.
I like to begin with this wise words of an amazing mentor that I have, Samson. And he said, be the person you were meant to be. And I'll tell you for now, I don't know who that is yet. I'm still evolving. Because I believe in the impact theory. When you invest your time and your love for people, truly for people, and you watch it compound and multiply, it's crazy amazing. One Samson to one Joanne, and look what has that multiplied to, the impact theory. So for me, the philosophy for this impact theory is so simple. 2 words combined: consistency, intentionality. Every single day when I wake up, I look at my chats. Why is Vas not eating? Why is Narjis not eating? I intentionally add value to the people who trust me, because when they trust me, they see my value, then that's compounded impact that will translate times 4, times 5, times 6. And that's what this business is, transforming lives one by one. But don't underestimate this compounded theory. It's explosive. That's what I've learned. So all I need to do is every single day, baby steps. When I wake up, who can I impact? Intentionally, consistently. Because when you add that value, small value, like what I do to you every day, in the end, it's huge value. And then you value, and you can then, I mean, for me, leaders are influencers. So you walk the talk, live that life, and be that person you were meant to be. I started my journey thinking, I want to be a ruby, I want to be a diamond. How far? That was my goal. Today, my goal is, how far can I stretch it to be? It's no longer diamond.
Wow, perfect. Joanne. So look, I want to ask you one question on top of that real quick. Okay, so at the beginning, of course, at the very beginning when you're newbie, you're working, trying to learn the system and getting a little bit resolved. You go through ups and downs with people. And now you talk about applying the impact, right? How do you feel? How do you feel about what you're doing now versus back then in terms of your time? How do you value your time now versus back then? Because is it direct relation to how many people you impact?
Yes. This question is, number one, it's surreal. I sometimes I don't believe. And when people think about and say, you're working too hard. I mean, I have got all my family who see me on WhatsApp chat and like, you're still awake, like, go to sleep, girl. I mean, I've had Paula telling me that, Yvonne telling me that, go to sleep, girl. So I used to value my time, like how much sleep do I have? And I have to wake up for webinar. I have to wake up for this, right? But guess what? Today, I get to wake up and share this precious gift. Do I waste time? Of course not. It's so precious. It's transformed forget my life, right? My kid's life, my brother's life. he fired his boss as well during this pandemic. The lives I can touch because I allow people to sleep at night in peace, knowing they have a hope, certainty, a surety they can get there. Just left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg.
Excellent. I mean, I can see where the passion comes from. Powerful. And Mary, look, one thing I want to ask you specifically is when you look back, okay, your whole time on this platform, you share about being at every event. Maybe you can share with the people. Besides, we know that's important, and you already expressed clearly what you got out of it. Okay, the environment, the knowledge, etc. How much time did you invest in attending events, planning events, running events, and creating events?
Wow. Okay. I will say,
look, Mary, because I asked a question, okay, and you laugh because most people say, hey, wow, a diamond, okay. But the question for somebody like me would be, what really makes a diamond? Right? But what I just asked you is, I know we've done so much, so maybe you can share with everybody what it takes, what effort you had to put out, what did you, only a part of the business, what effort did you have to put out to become a diamond?
well, wow, I would say like, if there are 48 hours, I think I'll stretch to 86 hours.
So be specific with the folks out there.
So,
be direct.
So, you know, you mentioned about the events and creating events and all that, you know. So we do have a time tree. Let's talk about the most current and the past years. So initially, of course, we have all the events that you guys fly over and we attend the event, training and all that, and then set up. And I remember, Samson, while I was just a newbie, and you said that, you know, how to get to success, and really is that you are the one that first to reach the place and then set up everything. You remember you talk about there's no office, so that we have to rent a place, and then you taught us about, like, you know, go to the place and tables and chair, or rather the stage chairs and mic and all that presentation. We get all this ready, the chairs, and arrange properly. And I got to go there earlier, and I got to make sure that people turn up, you know, and then did they text and then WhatsApp to people to invite them? So what is the responses? And after that, we have to pack up and have to go because it's a rented place. So, you know, all these things that we have to put in so much effort. But you know what? You are right. As you put your hands, roll up your sleeve to do all these things from the start of, like, before pre-event, you know, during event, after event, you learn everything. You really learn everything and you see everything. And there's a lot of effort, it's true. But then you know what is worth it, because you know what, when we travel to, like, you know, I heard when Yvonne say India is opening, and you know, before they even open, they say ask me to go and see. I remember, you know, Joe remember, I don't even have a single person in Indian in my list. if I phone list, I say, you know what, it's a market, Mary. If you want to become a diamond, you want to break the rank, you need to see another market, you know. And I just listen and I believe. All right, I believe in your mentor. You know, believe in your mentor. And I go. But before I go, of course, I won't go empty-handed. I text all my team. I say, you know what? Before I go, please reach out, and I want names for Indians' name, India. I make sure I go there as well. Just look at other things to have ABC. I want to have my own ABC. So make sure, activate everyone to go find whichever way, find your friend or friend or friend. So Joe actually did that. Okay, one of the things I have to say, Joe act on task. All right, but she at the point of time she begged me, I will find Indian prospect for you, but don't ask me go India. Okay, I'm afraid. Okay, I'll tell you at the point of time, you heard of so many stories, and then when she heard I'm really going, she said, can you bring along pepper spray and bring this, bring that? I said, come on already. You go with a group of experts. You say we're going to stay in a very good hotel and all that, you know. But you know what? After that, she went with me to India more than 5 times.
Wow.
Did you not? to build a market, and we built a phenomenal India team too. So it's like what you say, it's a hard work, it's time. Yes, it incur of some traveling costs and all that, but it's really that, and put your hearts into it. And when you want to do something, like Joe say, we just persistent on and with intention. So every step we do, like, okay, here I don't just go for like a holiday trip, but I will take all opportunity to do prospecting. So in fact, when we travel, we will prospect now, whichever way. I guess it's already inside here. So yeah, you ask me, it's every ounce of seconds that we're always thinking and always working on it. So to be specific, and then I'll talk about the time tree. I talk about that during before the pandemic, we have like maximum, I think we can only fit in 5 or 6 physical meetings because you need to travel, and then you spend time talking, coffee and all that, and then warm up. And then when the pandemic hit, the first month we are a little bit lost, I would say, but we get it back and we reorganize the team. And then you know what? We realized our time tree was so packed that we have 12 meetings in a day. Because in Zoom, we don't have to travel. And then we don't have to make up so much. We can just wear at the bottom, wear Bermuda, and now we wear a shirt on top, right? So, and it's easy. One after another Zoom, we just, okay, next. And so we have a lot. And most people, if you invite them out, they are not so willing to go and meet you also because they need to travel. So we realized that why did we really grow our business? We talk about leverage it, or rather, this time of pandemic, actually our business grew 3 times, I would say, because there are more people who wanted the business because they think their life is comfort zone in the past. But when the pandemic hits them, they start to see job losing and insecurity sets in. They used to think that, they have so many plan B and C and whatever. Jeunesse is not in the list of plan, they don't think that way. But now they realize that Jeunesse is the best plan for them. And they come back. And even existing team members, they were used to be with us and they slow down and busy with their life. They all came back. And it start to be very active and it start to come back. And so we realized the business grow much more. And we have in healthcare, isn't it? And so that really helps a lot of people. And whether you're in wanting to do more, and that really grow the business, I would say. And people really believes in it and they see that it's so doable, it's so simple. And just use the apps. It's an online business.
Yeah.
So there it goes. So we become more busy when it's Zoom.
Well, all three of you, of course, on the same team, but you've overcame the challenge of COVID. Mm-hmm. And like you say, Mary, your business went up 3 times. I want to, definitely congratulate all 3 of you and your whole team. And those of you out there who want to build it during this time, you know what? It's all how you look at it, right? But the most important thing, because all that hard work Mary mentioned, night after night after night after night, from beginning to end, planning events, doing events, creating events, meeting. Is it worth it? Christopher, is it worth it?
Definitely. Find another career that is so fun and happy. Definitely.
What about Joanne?
For me, it was about the big dream, like what you all been talking about, the big dream. So the hours and the hours are merely a down payment. We need to put down payment for our dreams. And this journey, oh my gosh, the returns, you can't imagine. This ROI, it's like, so although we need to dream big, and that's the reality of it, believe in your dreams, but remember, we need to put our down payment for our dreams, work towards it. And then getting to your goals, one word, inevitable.
Amazing. Yeah. Mary, is it worth it? What have you gotten
worth it and enjoyable, and we have really fun time too, we do enjoy ourselves too, even after a late night, we still have supper club. We still like meet up, and sometimes they just don't want to lock out. It's really empowering, and beside the time and we are like family, a newfound family in our whole team. And then Joe, we say this, we build our team with love and in love and with love. And that's what we want. And that's how the team gets so close. and we became a family on our own. We become a family, and that's the best part of it. So is it worth it? Yes, I gain extra family. Why not? And I gain extra income, totally a lot of income. Okay, and I get a plan of retirement. If anything really, not that I want to retire, but anything to happen, there is, I think, better payout than an insurance company, I would say. Because if you buy insurance, one time payout. This is continuation of payout, I would say, So it's great. Yeah, definitely great. Totally good.
Well, anyway, besides being diamond, I want to congratulate you on your new house.
Yeah.
The house that you want to buy for the kids, right?
Yeah. I decided, like I earlier mentioned, that I really want to really give it to my children. They may live longer than me, but it's something I want to keep for them. So yeah, so I use this earnings part of the earnings to really buy a house and fully paid it, so that it's debt free. They don't have to worry about paying installments. So really, if anything to happen, you know what? It's for them, and I don't have to worry for anything.
Woo!
It's just just listen to the
The different when it's a fully paid house, you get to receive the title deeds. I just realized it. They actually wrote to me and said, "Would you like us to keep for you, or you want to keep it for your own?" Then I'm like, wow, I get to keep my title deeds. I didn't realize it.
That's the icing on top of the cake.
See, interesting. That was my new interest. of like, seriously, wow, that was really good feeling.
Wow.
Well, it's come, unfortunately the time has come. We ran way over. But I think, I mean, look, for those of you out there, me and Voss tried to bring the best out of these three. And these three are some of the shining examples of what's possible on this platform. I mean, we're going to put this video online. So if you re-listen carefully and take some notes of really try to catch what they're talking about, listen to it over and over again, you'll catch those points that they talk about. And the road to success, it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter education. It doesn't matter when you start, on this platform, it's up to you to build it. But we're in a safe place in our system where we can encourage and look for the best in each other and build from there. Look at them all nodding their heads. Yes. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you very much. I know you guys are out there, probably have to do some more calls on your calendar for your team. And Voss, you want to say something to finish up?
Yes, I do. I really want to thank everyone for coming here and really authentically speaking from the bottom of your heart. And I felt the love, Chris, you were talking about, and Joanne and Mary, I felt it coming through the Zoom. And this is what takes you to the next level in life, because it's not about us. It's about doing for others. So thank you so much. And congratulations on your success, on your rank advancement. And we'll see you guys on the next Zoom.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night. Good day.
Have an amazing day. You deserve it. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.